Hey, 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 what's up, everybody? What's happening? I am the sports judge. Welcome in. As always, I greatly appreciate it. Today, I'm recapping game five of the World Series, and I just want to say congratulations to the Texas Rangers on winning their first ever World Series title. It was an amazing World Series for the Texas Rangers. I picked them to win the World Series. I know a lot of people don't care. I know a lot of people don't give a damn about baseball. I know baseball is not the popular choice. And with NBA, NFL, and NHL in full swing, a lot of people didn't even stop to look at the World Series. But I did because you guys all know I'm a baseball fan. I like baseball. So, of course, I tuned in. Of course, I watched the World Series from start to finish. I picked the Rangers in seven. I was close. Texas clinched the title in game five. Winning the World Series is a testament to how spending money actually works when done well. And they did it correctly. They spent a lot of money, and you know what? It paid off. A lot of it was the product of good fortune, you know? And I wouldn't say it's buying a championship. I would say it's supporting your product. And that's what Texas did. I mean, if you have the money to spend and invest in big name players, do it. Why not? It makes your team better. It gives your team a chance to contend for a title. The money was well spent compared to other teams in MLB. You went out and hired Bruce Bochy as your manager, bringing the now four-time World Series champion out of a short retirement, and he wins another title as he cements himself, as one of the greatest managers of all time. He's definitely a Hall of Famer, no question about it. Then you made a big splash in free agency, signing Corey Seager to a 10-year, $325 million contract. That was a great deal, turned out. It turned out to be the best investment of Chris Young's career as a general manager. Corey Seager was absolutely sensational. Once again, he showed up in the World Series. The team finally got its money's worth, and the great thing about Seager is he's made for the big stage, right? He likes the big moments, and once again, he rose to the occasion. Seager couldn't write a crazier script. Amazing postseason. This guy is a dog, an absolute dog in October. You know, this is exactly why the Rangers aggressively pursued him in free agency and made an offer he couldn't refuse. He couldn't turn down their offer. And I think he wanted a change of scenery. I think he wanted to go somewhere else where, he have a chance to contend. The foundation for a winner was in place, in large part because owner Ray Davis wasn't shy to spend $500 million in shortstop Corey Seager and Marcus Semien, the second baseman, before the 2022 season. The shopping spree the Rangers went on paid off, and everyone was talking about how the team was spending a lot of money. Everyone was talking about it might not go as planned. It did. I'm happy for Seager, the former Dodger. It's his second championship ring and his second World Series MVP. How amazing is that? It puts him in elite company as he becomes just the second position player to win the World Series MVP twice behind Reggie Jackson, Mr. October. Man, it was a great, great journey for the Rangers. And then you had Marcus Semien, man. He got hot in game four and was the hero in that game and managed to stay hot in game five. You saw his two-run bomb in last night's game, in the title clinching game. It was only a matter of time before he would begin to heat up, because he started off kind of slow in this series. Didn't really find a rhythm. Didn't have anything going. Couldn't really generate much offense. And then you have a manager heading to Cooperstown. he's become the sixth manager to win at least 4 World Series and the first to do it with 2 different clubs. I remember growing up watching Bruce Bochy manage the Padres. I mean, I'm aging myself here, but Bruce Bochy's been around for a long time. I've always liked Bochy, a class act, an old school gentleman. In an age where analytics is flooding baseball, it's commonplace now in baseball. Bochy is not a manager who looks at analytics and bases his decisions on what the numbers say. He's never been about that. I think great players particularly want to play for a guy like him. I think great players particularly want to be trusted by their managers and not computers. So now Bochy earns himself another piece of hardware. The 68-year-old ended a 52-year championship drought with the Giants. Remember that? Then, he was ready to be a full-time grandfather. He comes out of retirement and ended another 52-year championship drought with the Rangers. I mean, it's incredible. It's a beautiful story. I'm guessing this man was forced to retire, that he wasn't really done with baseball. And now, once again, he's a champion. But give a lot of credit to Chris Young for assembling a title contender. And looking at the injured players they seem to have throughout the season, Young did everything he could to provide reinforcements and reshape the roster to replace the wounded. And he did a fantastic job trying to strengthen the starting rotation in the absence of Jacob deGrom and those guys when he went down. This season, the Rangers have seen their fair share of injury problems and still managed to win it all. They still won the World Series. Nathan Eovaldi caught fire as the season progressed towards the All-Star break, establishing himself as a likely contender for the AL Cy Young Award. I mean, he was spectacular during the summer. Not surprisingly, that run started in the immediate aftermath of Jacob deGrom's injury. You might remember. It was around late April. Eovaldi threw a 3-hit shutout against the Yankees. I mean, he was throwing Cy Young stuff, man. He was looking impressive. And when isn't he not, From that game through July 18th, I want to say, his first start of the second half, Eovaldi went 9-1 with a 1.97 ERA. Ace stuff. I mean, Cy Young stuff. Then Eovaldi, of course, landed on the injured list, got hurt. During that July 18th start, he threw 6 shutout frames against the Tampa Bay Rays, but his velocity was down. A start was skipped. A forearm strain was reported. He didn't pitch again until September. When Eovaldi went down, Texas was 19 games over 500 and led the division by, I want to say 4.5 games, with the trade deadline looming 2 weeks away. And then it all started to turn. This team started to see their season completely turn upside down. The starved rotation began to suffer, and the Rangers bled runs at an alarming rate. Texas lost its last 3 games going into deadline day. Their lead over arch rival Houston had shrunk to 1 game. It was a disaster. So what Young did, he doubled and tripled down on an already expensive roster, dealing for Max Scherzer and Jordan Montgomery. I thought that was a great pickup, adding Jordan Montgomery to the starting rotation. Rather than rest on the talent, Young made the Rangers one of the clear winners of the deadline, in which he did. But, Nathan Eovaldi has always been this big game pitcher. He fared well, keeping the Diamondbacks blanked through his 6 innings of work, which was magnificent despite being under frequent threats. He's always able to get out of a jam, by the way. Arizona was 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position with Eovaldi on the mound. So now the Texas Rangers are World Series champions for the first time in the franchise's 63 season history, defeating the Arizona Diamondbacks 5-0 Wednesday in Phoenix to secure the title in Game 5. Rangers shortstop Corey Seager, famous for his clutch World Series performances, broke up the no-hitter in the 7th against Zach Gallen. And 2 batters later, Mitch Garvin's single scored Seager for the game's first run. The Rangers then really poured it on Arizona in the 9th inning, man, scoring 4 more runs, highlighted by a monster Marcus Semien 2-run blast off of Paul Sewald deep to center field, and that's what gave them a 5-0 lead. But Nathan Eovaldi is the right guy you want in an elimination game, because Nathan Eovaldi has earned a reputation of a big game pitcher, right? He's earned that reputation. He has established himself as a big game pitcher. And I often say that he reminds me of Josh Beckett or Curt Schilling, someone that can pitch in big moments, right? He rises to the occasion, and you saw that again from Nathan Eovaldi. So he was clearly the right guy to have on the mound. And then Corey Seager, man, he loves the big moments. He loves playing on the big stage. Obviously, on baseball's grandest stage, you saw him go off again. He was well deserving of the MVP. Garcia, no problems. You know, they lost Adolis Garcia. He got injured in this series, and I even said that, you know, the Rangers will be fine. The Rangers will be fine without him, you know, because they have Corey Seager. If Marcus Semien gets scoring, then this is a different series. The series takes on a different personality. And then Arizona's, their bats in this series were cold. You didn't really get much out of Corbin Carroll. Corbin Carroll's bat never really heated up in this series. They needed him to finally come through. He didn't come through, you know, and, you know, Ketel Marte had a hitting streak going, but it obviously wasn't enough. What we saw was a more experienced Texas team. What we saw was a hungry Texas team, a lineup with a lot of power. I mean, it was a powerful lineup. That's why I picked them to win it all. And then I was looking at experience as well. You know, your manager is Bruce Bochy. He's been around a long time. He's, you know, guided teams to the World Series before. They've won. He's had massive success at this level. So I was looking at that as well. And then I looked at the fact that they had Max Scherzer. You had Corey Seager, who's been there before. He also plays well at Globe Life Field as well. So I was looking at that as also. Also, another thing, Texas was good on the road. They were a very dominant team on the road. I guess they like room service food a lot better than they like home cooking, because they were 9-0 on the road throughout the postseason. That was also impressive as well. But congratulations to the Texas Rangers once again. They are this year's World Series champions. They are your 2023 World Series champions. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching my videos, and thank you guys for supporting the content that I put out there. I really, really appreciate it. But we'll talk soon. I gotta go. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Take care, everyone.